So Harold Innis states that civilization has been dominated at different stages by various media communications, having its own significance for the type of monopoly of knowledge. It is certainly true that civilization has been dominated by certain types of mediums, albeit clay, papyrus, and even architecture, to name a few. For example, the greatest civilizations of the world are still significant and memorable because they bothered to aggregate the information wisely so future generations like us acknowledge their power through their buildings, architecture, ancient writings, and art. But let's look at the bigger picture at how these mediums aggregate power and information and displace others in the process. So how is Hitler relevant in this information? Nazi Germany is an excellent example of how those in power and prestige have the ability to control information, influencing a whole nation through his ruthless propaganda and thus harness power. Today, we're all guilty of using an Apple product or products. Apple is one example of how a new medium, aggregator of information, or more importantly, archive, has displaced or destroyed older modes of publication. For example, PCs, Walkmans, and presently books, now that everyone is iPad crazy. The birth of a new archive or form of communication destroys another. 20, even 10 years ago, most of us were accustomed to using a PC, a Sony Walkman, watching videos, but now all this media is constantly converging and evolving. But the aggregation of information is still restrained, being only available to those who can afford it, which is essentially the Western world. Derrida stated we have a compulsive, repetitive, and nostalgic desire for the archive, and that will bring us back into the ancient times when information was only obtained by the wealthy and monitored by the powerful. So in short, the monopoly of power is aggregated to those who have the power to obtain it. Now that the power shift has dramatically been democratized to the people, the question remains whether it is us that really has the power to access information, or is it